Welcome back to Super Rare Coins. In today's video, we're going to reveal the top 4 rare coins from the United States that have surprised collectors with their incredible value. These coins may look like ordinary pennies, but some rare examples have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars in the auction market. Many of them were once used in everyday circulation, so they could still be hiding in old coin jars or collections. Let's take a closer look at these top 4 coins that every collector dreams of finding. Top 1. The 1954 Wheat Penny, a coin that at first glance may seem simple but in rare circumstances can reach an astonishing value of around $700,000 in today's auction market. The Wheat Penny series was produced from 1909 until 1958 and is one of the most iconic coins in American history. These coins feature the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, making them the first regular United States coin to display a real historical figure. On the reverse side of the coin are 2 wheat stalks that frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. Because of this design, collectors commonly refer to them as wheat pennies. Millions of these coins were produced over the years, but certain dates, mint marks, and rare errors can make some examples incredibly valuable. The 1954 Wheat Penny was struck at several United States mints, but the one we are focusing on today is the version with the D mint mark. The small letter D below the date indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint. Millions of pennies were made in Denver during that year, and most of them are still worth only a few cents today. However, collectors have discovered that certain rare varieties or unusual striking conditions can turn this coin into a true treasure. Imagine finding a 1954 Wheat Penny in circulated condition. This means the coin has been used in everyday transactions for many years. It may show scratches where on the surface, and even some small damage along the edges. Many people would assume that such a coin has little value because it is not in perfect condition. Surprisingly, that is not always the case in the world of coin collecting. In fact, sometimes a circulated coin with unique characteristics or a rare minting mistake can become extremely valuable. Experts believe that certain rare 1954 Wheat pennies may have unusual die varieties or striking errors that make them stand out from the millions of normal coins produced that year. These special characteristics might include double details, unusual spacing in the date, or other subtle features that only experienced collectors can easily identify. When one of these rare coins appears in the market, collectors quickly compete to add it to their collections. Even when a coin shows signs of circulation such as scratches, worn lettering, or small damage, collectors still value rarity above almost everything else. A rare coin with visible where it can still command a massive price if it is one of the few known examples with a specific variety. This is why some circulated coins that look ordinary can surprise everyone when they appear at major auctions. In recent years, rare wheat pennies have attracted enormous attention from collectors around the world. Auction houses have reported incredible prices for certain rare Lincoln cents, especially when collectors believe the coin represents a unique or extremely scarce variety. In some cases, a rare 1954 Wheat Penny discovered with unusual characteristics has been estimated to reach values approaching $700,000 in the modern auction market. This kind of value may sound unbelievable for a 1-cent coin, but the coin collecting world has always been full of surprises. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and strong demand from collectors can drive prices much higher than most people would expect. Even coins that appear worn or damaged can become valuable if they possess the right features that collectors are searching for. Because of this, many people are now taking a second look at their old coins. Checking jars of pennies, inherited coin collections, or boxes of old change can sometimes reveal hidden treasures. While the chances of finding a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars are small, discoveries do happen, and that possibility keeps collectors searching. If you ever come across a 1954 Wheat penny, it is worth examining the coin carefully. Look at the mint mark under the date and check the details of the lettering and design. Even if the coin has scratches or signs of wear, it could still hold potential value if it has rare characteristics. Many collectors also recommend having unusual coins examined by professional coin graders who can confirm authenticity and identify rare varieties. The story of the 1954 Wheat penny is a perfect example of why coin collecting remains such an exciting hobby. A small copper coin that once bought a piece of candy could now be worth a life-changing amount of money. It reminds us that history can sometimes be hiding in the smallest and most unexpected places. Top 2. The 1953 Wheat penny has become an interesting topic for collectors, especially when rare examples appear in the auction market. The Wheat penny series was first introduced in 1909 and continued until 1958. These coins are easily recognized by the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the 2 wheat stalks on the reverse side. The design represents American agriculture and national pride, and because of the wheat stalks, the coin became widely known as the Wheat penny. For nearly 5 decades, these pennies circulated throughout the country and became a part of everyday American life. The 1953 Wheat penny was produced at multiple United States mints, but the coin we are discussing today carries the small d mint mark. This mint mark shows that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. During 1953, the Denver Mint produced millions of these pennies to meet the demand for everyday currency. Because of such high production numbers, most 1953 Wheat pennies are still very common today and are usually worth only a small amount above their face value. However, the world of coin collecting is not always about how many coins were produced. Instead, it often depends on how many unique or unusual examples still exist today. Over the years, collectors have discovered that certain wheat pennies contain rare die varieties, striking errors, or unusual characteristics that make them extremely desirable. These rare variations can turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. Imagine finding a 1953 Wheat penny that has been in circulation for many years. The coin may show scratches across the surface, worn edges, and small areas of damage caused by decades of handling. The color of the copper may appear darker, and some details in Lincoln's portrait might be slightly faded. To many people, such a coin would appear to have very little value. But experienced collectors know that appearance alone does not always determine a coin's worth. In some rare cases, circulated coins can still carry incredible value if they possess the right features. Certain 1953 Wheat pennies are believed to have rare die variations or unusual minting characteristics. These differences might include doubled lettering, slightly shifted designs, or other details that only trained collectors or professional graders can easily identify. When one of these rare coins appears, collectors quickly recognize the opportunity to own a piece of numismatic history. The coin market has seen a growing interest in rare Lincoln Wheat pennies during the last several years. Auction houses frequently report impressive prices when a rare penny appears with a confirmed variety or unique characteristic. Because collectors compete for the rarest examples, prices can climb dramatically during bidding. Even coins described as circulated, scratched, or slightly damaged can still attract strong attention if they represent a rare variety. Collectors understand that rarity is far more important than perfect appearance. If only a few examples of a particular variety are known to exist, the demand among collectors can push the value to extraordinary levels. This is why some collectors and experts believe that certain rare 1953 Wheat pennies could reach auction values approaching $600,000 under the right circumstances. Such a price would depend on several important factors, including rarity, collector demand, historical significance, and confirmation by professional grading services. When all these elements come together, a coin that once circulated as everyday pocket change can suddenly become a prized collector's item. Stories like this continue to inspire people to search through their old coins. Across the country, individuals are checking their jars of pennies, family coin albums, and forgotten boxes of change. While most pennies will remain common and inexpensive, the possibility of finding a rare coin keeps the excitement alive for collectors of all ages. If you happen to come across a 1953 wheat penny, it is always a good idea to examine the coin carefully. Look beneath the date for the small D mint mark that identifies the Denver Mint. Study the lettering, the wheat stalks on the reverse side, and the portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Sometimes small details can reveal whether a coin might have unusual characteristics that deserve closer inspection. Many collectors also recommend having potentially valuable coins evaluated by professional grading services. These experts can confirm whether the coin is genuine and identify any rare varieties that might increase its value. Professional certification can also help collectors feel more confident when buying or selling coins in the market. Top 3. The 1984 Lincoln Memorial Penny, a coin that, under special circumstances, has been connected with extremely high values in the auction market. The Lincoln cent has been part of American currency since 1909. It was introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln and became the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure. Over the decades, the design of the penny has changed slightly, but Lincoln's portrait has remained on the front. From 1959 until 2008, the reverse side of the coin displayed the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C. Because of this design, these coins are commonly known as Lincoln Memorial pennies. The 1984 penny was produced in several United States mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver. The version with the small D mint mark was struck at the Denver Mint. In that year, the mint produced billions of pennies for circulation across the country. Because of such large production numbers, most 1984 pennies are extremely common and usually worth only their face value of 1 cent. However, the story becomes much more interesting when collectors begin studying the small details of these coins. In the world of numismatics, even the tiniest variation in a coin's design can create excitement. Some coins are struck with unusual die varieties, while others show doubling in the lettering or the portrait. These small minting differences can transform a common coin into a highly collectible item. One of the most talked about varieties connected with the 1984 penny involves noticeable doubling in the design of Abraham Lincoln's portrait. This phenomenon is known as a double die error. It happens during the manufacturing process when the die used to strike the coin receives a slightly misaligned impression, causing certain features to appear doubled. On some 1984 pennies, collectors have noticed doubling in Lincoln's ear and other parts of the portrait, making the coin very desirable among specialists. Now, imagine finding a 1984 Lincoln Memorial penny that has been circulating for many years. The coin might show scratches across its copper surface, small marks from everyday use, and some wear around the edges. In very fine condition, the major details of the design are still visible, but the coin clearly shows that it has been used in circulation for a long time. Many people might assume that such a coin has no special value because it is not in perfect condition. In reality, rarity and special characteristics often matter far more than appearance alone. Even a circulated coin can attract strong interest if it displays a rare variety or a significant minting error. Collectors carefully examine these coins under magnification, looking for signs that the coin might be part of a rare group. When a coin with a confirmed rare variety appears in the market, collectors can become very competitive in their bidding. Auction houses have seen surprising results when unusual Lincoln pennies are offered for sale. While most pennies remain inexpensive, rare examples with strong collector demand can reach astonishing prices. In some discussions among collectors and market observers, rare 1984D Lincoln Memorial pennies with dramatic double die features have been connected with extremely high theoretical values. Under the right circumstances, with intense collector interest and verified rarity, certain coins have been estimated to approach values around $500,000 in the modern auction market. These estimates depend on many factors, including authentication, rarity, collector demand, and historical interest. Stories like this continue to inspire people to search through their spare change. Many collectors began their journey simply by examining pennies they already had at home. Sometimes rare coins are discovered in old collections, inherited coin jars, or rolls of pennies obtained from banks. While the chances of finding an extremely valuable coin are small, the possibility keeps collectors excited and curious. If you ever find a 1984D Lincoln Memorial penny, it may be worth taking a closer look. Start by checking the date and confirming the small d mint mark under the year. Then carefully study the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, especially around the ear and facial features, to see if there are any signs of doubling or unusual details. Even small differences can sometimes indicate a special variety. Many experienced collectors also recommend using a magnifying glass or coin microscope to study the coin's details more closely. If a coin appears unusual or different from normal examples, it may be worth showing it to a professional coin dealer or submitting it to a certified grading service for examination. Professional experts can confirm whether the coin is authentic and whether it contains any rare minting characteristics. Top 4. The 1960 Lincoln Memorial Penny. The Lincoln cent has a long and important history in United States currency. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, this coin became the first regular American coin to feature a real historical figure. The front of the coin displays Lincoln's portrait, while the reverse design changed in 1959 to feature the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C. Because of this design, pennies produced from 1959 until 2008 are commonly known as Lincoln Memorial cents. These coins were widely used in everyday transactions for decades and remain familiar to millions of Americans. In 1960, the United States Mint produced a large number of Lincoln Memorial pennies to meet the country's demand for small denomination coins. These pennies were struck in different mint facilities and circulated widely across the nation. Because of the high number of coins produced, most 1960 pennies are still common today and are generally worth only a small amount above their face value of 1 cent. However, the world of coin collecting often focuses on small details that many people might overlook. Even within a year where millions of coins were produced, certain varieties or unusual examples can become highly desirable among collectors. The 1960 penny is especially interesting because collectors have identified variations in the size and shape of the date. These differences occurred during the minting process when different dies were used to strike the coins. Some 1960 pennies are known to have a slightly different style of date, which collectors carefully study when examining these coins. These varieties can make certain examples stand out from the millions of normal coins produced during that year. When collectors discover a coin with unusual features or a rare variation, the interest in that coin can increase dramatically. Now imagine finding a 1960 Lincoln Memorial penny that has clearly been in circulation for many years. The coin may show scratches on the surface from decades of handling. The copper color might appear darker or slightly rusty due to oxidation over time. The edges may show wear, and some of the fine details in Lincoln's portrait might be less sharp than when the coin was first minted. In coin collecting terms, such a coin could be described as being in fine condition, meaning it still shows clear design details but has visible signs of use. To many people, a circulated coin with scratches and a rusty appearance might seem to have little value. However, collectors understand that the condition of a coin is only one part of the story. Rarity, unique characteristics, and collector demand can sometimes make even a worn coin extremely valuable. In the auction world, rare coins often attract attention from serious collectors who are eager to add unique pieces to their collections. When a coin is believed to represent a rare variety or an unusual example, collectors may compete with each other during bidding. This competition can sometimes drive the price of a coin much higher than expected. Over the years, certain Lincoln Memorial pennies have surprised collectors by achieving impressive prices at auctions. These results remind people that coins which once circulated as everyday pocket change can eventually become historical collectibles. In rare circumstances, a 1960 Lincoln Memorial penny with special characteristics, or a confirmed rare variety, has been associated with estimated values reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some discussions within the collecting community have suggested that extremely rare or unusual examples of the 1960 penny could approach values around $400,000 in the modern auction market. Such a value would depend on several important factors, including the rarity of the coin, confirmation by professional grading services, and strong demand from collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents. Stories like this continue to encourage people to examine their old coins more carefully. Many valuable discoveries have been made by individuals who simply decided to look through jars of pennies or inherited coin collections. While most pennies remain common, the excitement of possibly finding a rare coin keeps collectors searching. If you happen to come across a 1960 Lincoln Memorial penny, it can be worthwhile to take a closer look at it. Check the date carefully and examine the design on both sides of the coin. Even if the coin appears circulated, scratched, or slightly rusty, it might still have features that make it interesting to collectors. Small details can sometimes reveal whether a coin belongs to a rare variety. Collectors often recommend using a magnifying glass to study the coin's features more closely. If a coin appears unusual or different from normal examples, it may be helpful to show it to a professional coin dealer or submit it to a certified grading service. These experts can confirm whether the coin is authentic and determine if it has any rare characteristics.